A wonderful day to you viewers. Welcome to the last edition of the Complete Sports Updates of the year. I am Abib Kuranga. This is the show where the latest and trending stories in the world of sports is brought to you. Joining me on today's episode is James Ivory, and together we shall be taking you through the rounds as far as sporting stories in today's episode is concerned. Welcome to the show, James.
Thank you very much, Abib. It's nice to be on set for the last edition after a long good one for us. So happy that we're able to make it this far. So we look forward to bigger, better package.
Definitely, it has been a long year. So on today's episode, we shall be reviewing Nigeria's participation in major tournaments in the year, starting off with the Super Eagles of Nigeria with the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations in Ivory Coast, where they reached the final and unfortunately they lost to the host nation, and also the 2026 World Cup qualifying series where they've actually played 4 games and they've garnered just 3 points, 4 points adrift of Rwanda, Benin Republic and South Africa in the group standings. And also the last but not the least, the 2025 AFCON qualifying series where Nigeria emerged as the group winners in a group consisting of Libya, Rwanda and Benin Republic. So James, what are your thoughts about the Super Eagles of Nigeria as far as 2024 is concerned?
Well, Abib, I would say it's a year that was full of ups and downs. Started the year with the AFCON. Nobody gave them a chance to get to the final. But they did. And they almost won it. They almost shut everybody off. But unfortunately, they got to the final and met the hosts, couldn't hold on to their lead, and they eventually succumbed to 2-1 defeat. But everybody now use that experience of the AFCON. So, okay, we have not been doing well in the World Cup qualifiers. So we all thought maybe by the time they go for the match day 3 and 4, maybe we'll see an improvement. But unfortunately, they lost 1 game and they drew another, which put them in a very precarious situation. Now in the group stage, they are 5th in the group that has the likes of Zimbabwe, Lesotho, Rwanda, teams you expect Super Eagles to be ahead of, but the World Cup qualifier have not been palatable, have not been good for us at all. Good thing is still a marathon, So for me, in that aspect, has been a terrible one. But they were able to bounce back to the World Cup qualifiers and the AFCON qualifiers, so they were able to top the group and qualify. So for me, it's a good one. Let's just hope that they carry this form into next year when the World Cup qualifiers start.
Yeah, definitely. We do hope that Nigeria will pick up the pieces and try as much as possible to be positive throughout next year. So James, what are your expectations as far as Super Eagles 2026 World Cup qualifying campaign is concerned, and also the Africa Cup of Nations that will be played in Morocco next year?
Well, the good thing is the World Cup qualifier will start in March, and at least they were able to show some improvement during the AFCON qualifier. Though they didn't end on a high in the World AFCON qualifier, but you can spare them some time because they already qualified. So you can understand why they went on to draw and lost their last 2 games. So the World Cup qualifiers, they do the half, and they know the kind of situation that they are in now. 5th in the group, in the 16th group, but there are still 6 games, but they are now like 6 finals that they must be, and it's not a matter of you just winning it now. Other results from other centers must also be in your favor. So they are in a very tight situation. So let's just hope that they will know that they are in a very tight situation and try and bring themselves out, because the way the other teams are going, I don't think they want to let go like that. It's now left for the Super Eagles to build up and put pressure on these teams, and let's see how it goes. Fine, even if they don't top the group, there's still the chance of being finished as runner-up. We're going to play the playoff, and so for me, let's still keep our fingers crossed. Maybe a miracle can eventually happen.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if miracle will be shown upon the Super Eagles right there. So let's talk about Team Nigeria's the most finest athletes in their Olympics history, their 19th edition, and unfortunately they did not, win a single medal. The likes of Toby Amuson, Isebrume, Aruna Kodri, the Super Falcons, Blessing Ogurududu, as well as the Tigress under the tutelage of Reina Wakama. So, what are your thoughts about the Nigerian contingent in the 2024 Olympics Paris?
I believe it was a forgettable one. It brings memories of the 2012 Olympics London when the team came back empty-handed. I remember also 1988, so the Olympic, they came back empty-handed. So expectations were very high going into the Paris Olympics. Toby Amuson, Sebrume, those are people that who thought, something will happen, but at the end of the day, nothing to show for it. When we have countries like I think Lesotho, from Botswana, their athletes won gold. We took one of the largest contingent to the Olympic and we came back with nothing. Some people say we came back with the Olympic spirit. I don't, So it wasn't a good one at all. It was terrible. It's like we took like 2 steps forward, like 10 steps backwards. So for me, all of the knowledge yet lost. I think what it needs to do now is to just go back to the usual drawing board. We just have to start from scratch now. Can't repeat this kind of performance in the next Olympics in 2028. Can't go with. Look at countries like Kenya. When you go to the Olympics, you know that they're going to come back with gold medals because they know where their strength. I say the Nigerian country, they don't really know where is our own strength. Just go to the Olympics and hope that we'll come back with something. So for me, it wasn't a good one. Let's just hope that next edition we'll at least see something to cheer about.
Definitely, it's a very, very poor outing right there. Considering the fact that the Paralympics team actually won 7 medals, 2 golds, 3 silvers, as well as 2 bronze right there. And looking at that, comparing it with the Olympics team is definitely very shocking. So let's talk about the Super Falcons. Although their Olympics campaign also was in shambles, where they were in the same group alongside Spain, Brazil, and Japan. And unfortunately, they didn't win any game. They didn't even get any points right there. So with the AFCON coming up next year, and the friendly match they played so far, 2 against Algeria, where they won both matches, and the 2-1 loss against France. The first goal actually was scored against the Blue right there, which was scored by Ifeoma Olumonu right there. So what do you have to say? What are your expectations as regards to the Super Falcons going into the 2025 AFCON?
Yeah, I think they should be #1 contender. Because the last edition it was a poor one, but they qualified for the World Cup. So people want to argue that they've been winning the AFCON, so that it's nothing new. So but I think they have to prove a point in the next edition. That they have what it takes to retain the title. 9 titles is no mean feat. But I think they still have to show that they are still the team in Africa. They qualified for the Olympic after last time they qualified was 2008. But they didn't do well at the Olympic, but they poor outing, and then maybe expectations were high because of what they did at the World Cup. But we've seen some of the friendly games they've played. I mean, it's a good start again. Like they're starting all over again. There was no assistant Ochoala. We saw Numonu who picked up, and she's doing well in France for Montpellier. So maybe that opportunity that you're having it now. I think we'll see the stuff that she's made of. So let us hope that more friendly games will come up for them, so that not just any friendly game, top class friendly game, so that they're able to test themselves with all these big teams. They stretched the French team. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the equalizer. So but it's a good one, it's a good start. Let's see how they build come next year, and hopefully they're going to retain the title.
Yeah, definitely. We do hope that the Super Eagles as well as the Super Falcons will make 2025 bigger and better as compared to 2024. So over to Europe. Let's talk about the team of the moment. Let me just put it that way. Chelsea actually second placed in the Premier League standings, 4 points behind the league leaders, Liverpool, even though they've played 1 more game than the Ancelot's men riders. And the biggest talking point was actually the way Amana they defeated Tottenham Hotspur. From 2 goals down to win the game 4-3. With Cole Palmer all gone blazing, and also other players across the squad right there. So what do you have to say about this? Do you think Chelsea have emerged as a title contender this season?
I think they are trying to play it down, trying to give us that belief that they are not really in the title.
Yeah.
But I mean, it seems that the way they are playing now and getting good results. I mean, they're not a small team. Not if we are talking about the Ipswich or the what is it called? This other descent like Crystal Palace. We're talking about Chelsea. Former European champions, and the last time they won the league was 2016.
Yeah.
So I mean, they cannot tell us that they are not title contenders. I mean, they are in second place, for God's sake. They are one of the biggest teams in England. So for you to get to this stage, it goes to show that they're title contenders. They are just trying to shift their pressure to the likes of Manchester City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. They don't want to get involved. They just want to be taking this one step at a time. But for you to get to this stage, I mean, deep down they want to still stay there, and let everybody know that. But I don't want to buy the idea that they are not that. They are one of the title contenders.
Yes.
It's glaring for everybody to see. But whether they were able to sustain it, remain there, and because it's a young squad, So let's see how things pan out. But they are doing very well. The coach who just came in is also doing very good. So. And they're doing good too in the Europa Conference League. So for me, they are serious title contenders, and let's see how things pan out.
Yes, definitely. Let's see how things pan out. Enzo Maresca is actually playing the game. Claudio Ranieri actually played when Leicester won the league in 2015-2016 season, which it was very, very shocking right there. But considering the fact that how Chelsea really have played so far this season, it has been very impressive. Although they've spent 1.2 billion, to fine-tune the team, the squad and all of that, but still, it will still be a shock to see Chelsea win the Premier League come the end of the season. And looking at their next 7 fixtures is actually very, very a relatively easy fixtures. Talk about their next game, which is coming at Old Trafford at Stamford Bridge rather, against Brentford before they travel to Everton to play them at the Goodison Park. Then they will play against Fulham at Stamford Bridge before traveling to Portman Road and Selhurst Park to play Ipswich Town and Crystal Palace respectively. Then they are going to host Bournemouth and Wolves at Stamford Bridge. So with these, these are relatively easy fixtures that they can, actually muster like 5 out of 7 wins. But it's the Premier League. We never can say never. But to be honest with you, it's looking likely to be, Chelsea being a
strong contender
right there, But we do hope that the best team go all the way to win the Premier League title this season. So thank you very much, James, for the wonderful and insightful analysis.
Yeah, thank you very much, Abi.
Yeah, so appreciation goes to everybody, viewers right there. You are the real MVP, and as today, which is the last edition of the year 2024, we'll definitely reach out to you to say a very, very thank you to you all, and not only you viewers, also my guest right here, James Abiribi, and also Adeboye Amosu, who is absent today. They are also a great companion right here on Complete Sports Updates, and also those behind the scene, the producer of the show, Emmanuel Oshin. You also got our back. We really do appreciate everything you've done as far as making this production come into fruition. So viewers, this is where we're wrapping things up as far as our proceedings is concerned. Do take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget, it is not a bye-bye, but see you again. Take care.